I've got
Christmas standards.
probably 3 new varieties in the other house that we can look at.
Oh yeah, let's go look at those. How do you choose the brand new ones? Like, how do you decide which way to go? You go some shows or something that they're showing you some cool poinsettias, and you're like, I want to grow this one.
Yeah, those are the plant trials is what we call them. So these, we're kind of a mid-size, I would say small to mid-size grower, but there are some growers that are just absolutely massive, that are growing hundreds of thousands or even a million or more poinsettias per year.
How many are you growing?
We're growing 10,000 this year.
Wow.
And so, which seems like a lot, but when you compare it to these huge places that are growing, hundreds of thousands.
I'm comparing it to us who grow 0.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
I used to think we were a big grower until I saw actually big growers. And then I was
You went to like a different facility.
I was humbled. I went to some places where they're literally driving trucks through their greenhouses. Their greenhouses are so big
nuts. Yeah.
that to get from one zone to the next, they're driving trucks in there. And so that's just a whole other level.
Yeah, that'll humble you a little bit. What are some of the new varieties you're going for?
So orange was new for us last year.
Yeah.
That one is Norwin orange.
This one's really nice.
Very eye-catching, very bright. They're a little thirsty right now. They could use
These are kind of cool too on this side.
That one is marble.
This reminds me of a hibiscus more than any or like a coleus or something.
Because of the crinkly leaves?
I think so, yeah.
And this one was late to color up. It's just now grabbing some color. I almost wanted to drop this variety because it was so late to color that I'm like, I don't know if we need to do this one next year. But now it's coloring up and it's kind of winning me over again.
It's on the chopping block. These ones are really pretty. This is tremendous right here.
Someone told me this reminded me of lipstick to them. I don't know why.
Lipstick?
Maybe I need a female's opinion on this. And then I've got the newer ones down here.
Oh yeah, I want to see some new babies.
So here's 2 new ones here. This is called Christmas Mouse.
I like this a lot.
The rounded leaf. So that's one of the other things. The plant breeders, I'm not going to say they've maxed out the color palette because there's always new colors popping up each year. But now what they're doing is they're manipulating the leaf shape. So we're going to see a couple that have unique and interesting leaf shapes.
Yeah.
Christmas Mouse being my favorite.
Well, Christmas Mouse is marketable too.
It is.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So in the bigger pot, those ones are in quart pots, so they're not quite as branched out. But in the bigger pot, the 6-inch pot, it's allowed it to get a little more branching, and I just love how cute that is.
It's super full too. No, the rounded leaves are really, really nice.
Yeah. So, and then on the flip side of that, we have the Christmas Elf, which is going to be a more jagged and pointy leaf that almost looks like a maple leaf. Look at the leaf shape of the elf, the red elf, versus the mouse. And it's really fun just seeing what these plant breeders are coming up with as far as, hey, we've already done red poinsettias. All right, well, let's do something with different leaf shapes. A lot of this is natural mutations. Some of it's crossbreeding, but they'll be growing out, their hundreds or thousands of plants. And then they'll see something that's an anomaly and they'll go, whoa, what's that one doing? Can we replicate that? Can we make it better? So they'll start cloning it. They'll start, propagating it. They may cross it with another species. And then if they get something that's stable, that's marketable, then they're going to go ahead and get it where it's going to be patented. So that way they can launch it as a new variety. And then they're going to be making royalties off of this. So
how many people are out here doing this kind of stuff? Like trying to because poinsettia, obviously it's a really big market for one specific time of the year, but it's not like a landscaping plant that you're gonna go nuts on. So like how many people are hybridizing poinsettia, do you think?
A lot.
Really?
More than you would think. And most of these actually come out of Europe, oddly enough. Kidding. So the US is behind when it comes to
I wonder why that is.
When it comes to greenhouse technology. The Netherlands is top of the food chain. They're very high tech. They are very advanced in their greenhouse. You can go to a place that's 20, 30, 50 times bigger than us, and they are so automated that they have robots doing most of the work. They might only have 2 employees at a massive facility because the whole thing is done with conveyor belts, robots, automation, machines, and it's nuts to me. I haven't been yet over across the pond, but they are doing
sounds like a wild operation.
stuff. But anyway, there are plant breeding companies that are
Hmm.
actually doing this full time. So places like Selecta, places like Syngenta, Doom and Orange, and things like this. End consumers haven't heard of these companies, but they're massive companies that are the genetics companies. And
Do
then
they usually only do like one variety? Like they're like, hey, we're poinsettia breeders.
no,
They do multiple things.
they do a lot of
Because
things.
one of the names you said was like Ginta,
Syngenta,
Syngenta.
uh
Sounds
huh.
like poinsettia. Like this is all we're doing.
No, they do tons.
Okay.
And so they'll either breed them themselves, or you'll have there are mom and pop folks that are out there breeding plants. So you'll have small greenhouse operations, but these people they'll be like, well, I like to experiment with coleus varieties, and so they'll
Oh yeah.
crossbreed them or whatever it is, and they really nerd out about something. And then if they got something that they really like, then they'll approach Doom and Orange or Syngenta or
Ah.
Selecta, and then they'll say, hey, I've got this. Do you want to buy the rights to this plant from me? So they'll sell it, then the big company that buys the rights to that plant, then as as they we had an operator error over there.
Eric, Erica's breaking stuff over here.
So as those big companies then launch a patented variety of plant, then they get to get royalties for years to come over a 20-year
That
period.
would be really fun. Like if you're not into the retail side of it, you just like growing stuff and experimenting
Yep.
and just selling your patents. That would be
Yep.
pretty fun to do.
And it's really cool. I've been to some of these places and they are very secretive and
Uh huh.
security conscious
Oh yeah.
because if you get a new variety, like they have their whole greenhouse and they'll have like blacked out walls on the side and they'll have locked doors and
Dang.
they're like, you can't go in there because this is stuff that hasn't hit the market yet.
Maybe that's why the Netherlands has robots doing their stuff because they're not stealing stuff, they're not stealing patents.
Not yet. Not
Yeah,
until
because
AI figures out how they can start
they probably would.
taking advantage and making money.
Uh huh.
I don't know what AI would need with money, but
I've seen that iRobot movie. I don't know what's coming up next.
it's fine. It's just clips right on here.